Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to today's Wild Rift video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all the power of Malphite in the Baron lane. Now, every time I get filled Baron lane at the moment in Legendary Queue, I have kind of two options, because Legendary Queue now you have to have a minimum of 400 mastery to be able to play a champion. So I either have Malphite or Garen, and most of the time I pick Malphite, and I actually have a really high win percentage at the moment on Malphite, and I really think that he is a great champion to play in the Baron lane. If you haven't played Baron lane before, he's very easy to play. He can make a lot of impact as well during a team fight, and he doesn't really have a lot of losing matchups as well, because of the build that you go for this tanky style build, but you can still do a lot of damage, especially with Iceborne Gauntlet. You have the AoE slow at the same time, you have a huge massive knock up with your ultimate, and he's just a really fun champion to play and a really strong champion to play as well. As I mentioned, for your first item, you're going to go for Iceborne Gauntlet. It gives us a lot of great base stats: maximum health, armor, maximum mana, and ability haste. Now, mana is something that Malphite kind of struggles with in the early game. You need to kind of be careful and kind of manage your mana correctly, because in the early game, when you keep spamming your first ability for poking, you're going to be really low on mana. But when you get Iceborne Gauntlet, you'll get a little bit of extra mana, and that will help you as the game goes on. When we get into later stages of the game, you won't be using your first ability as much for poke. You'll mainly be using it to try and slow down the enemy so you can catch up and use your ultimate. But in the early game, you do have to be a little bit careful. Obviously, we have the Spellblade passive as well, which allows us to deal extra damage, and it also creates an area of slow, which actually gets increased. Like, the area of effect of the slow gets increased with how much armor we build. So the more armor we build, the stronger that the Iceborne Gauntlet AoE slow is going to be. Then after that, we go for Sunfire Aegis, and allows us to do AoE damage around us, to minions, to champions, to monsters, anything like that. So when you're using your ultimate, especially a 5-man ultimate, you're going to do AoE damage around them at the same time, which is going to be great. Also gives you a lot of maximum mana, maximum health, sorry, and also a lot of ability haste. And as I mentioned, the immolate passive allowing us to deal magic damage in an area around us. So it's really nice, because you can just burn enemies around you, basically. With Malphite, obviously, we're going to be building tank Malphite, and most of the time you're going to be in and amongst enemy champions pretty much all the time. So making sure that you go for Sunfire Aegis is really nice, especially with a tank build. Now, I have teleport on here. Sometimes I go for teleport. Very rarely I do go for teleport. Most of the time I go for Gargle Stoneplate. I think the boots option is either one of the defensive boots, so Mercury Treads or Plated Steel Caps, one of these two. And then most of the time I go for Stoneplate. You could be crazy and go for Meteor, and then you could do like the Meteor ulti combo and get that timed very well. But most of the time Stoneplate is really good. As I mentioned, this is more of a tank Malphite build, so you want to be really tanky, especially when you ulti into 5 enemy champions. When you use your Stoneplate afterwards, then you get this huge big massive shield, which will basically make you pretty much invulnerable because of how big the shield is, which will allow you to stay in the fight longer, use your third ability, you know, slow everyone's attack speed and do a lot of damage, and you got the AoE slow, as I mentioned, at the same time. Thornmail as well, another item that's going to give us maximum health, gives us a bunch of armor as well, which will increase the AoE damage of Iceborne Gauntlet. This item will also proc grievous wounds, so making sure that in any champions that hit you get reduced healing. So if enemy champions have like an Olaf, an Nami, Soraka, Sona, any champion that has healing, Thornmail is great. And also the great thing as well is that immobilizing enemy champions also inflicts 60% grievous wounds as well for a few seconds. So if you want to inflict more grievous wounds when you immobilize enemy champions, that's going to be with your first ability, with your ultimate, or even with the Iceborne Gauntlet proc as well. Then they're going to take even more reduction on healing. So I think it's really nice for Malphite to go for Thornmail. Abyssal Mask is your magic resist item. You can build this earlier if you get against a lot of magic resists. Again, Abyssal Mask gives you a whole bunch of great stats: maximum health, magic resistance, maximum mana again, and some more ability haste. Great thing about Abyssal Mask as well is actually the Abyssal passive, which nearby enemy champions take 15% bonus magic damage. Now, Malphite most of the time deals magic damage with his abilities, and if you have a lot of magic damage champions on your team, say you have like a Diana mid and a Kali somewhere else, maybe Diana jungle, a Kali mid or something like that, then Abyssal Mask is great. Even if the enemy champions don't have a lot of magic damage on their team, Epistomos is great because when you go in with your ultimate, if there's any follow-up from any of them AP assassins, then they're going to do increased damage to the champion. So great item. Again, very flexible depending on, you know, the situation of the game and who you're against and who is on your team. And then we have Randuin's Omen as well. Reduces damage from critical strikes, attacks by 15%. This is really good against like Yasuo, Yone, crit ADCs, anyone like that. Obviously a huge massive amount of maximum health and armor. It also reduces the attack speed of enemies by 15% when they struck an attack to yourself. So again, build is very flexible. There are other items you can go for as well. You know, Warmogs is great as well. You can also go for Force of Nature if you want more magic resists. Frozen Heart is also pretty good. There's a lot of defensive items that could be very, very good on Malphite. Again, it just kind of depends on the situation of the game and who you're against, and then you have to flex your build around to that. Moving on to the runes, Grassy Undying is normally the best rune for Malphite. I see some people go Summon Ares. Not bad for the laning phase, but as I mentioned, Malphite does struggle a lot with mana in the early game, so you only be able to proc Summon Ares a few times. I like Grasp because it allows us to scale with health. It allows us to deal extra damage with auto attacks as well, and also it heals us every single time we auto attack, which with Malphite is quite easy in the early game because you're super tanky. Because you have your passive shield, you can walk up and auto attack enemy champions every so often and basically proc Grassy Undying for free, and then you won't lose any health because you have your passive shield on top of that. So it's really, really nice. I really like Grassy Undying. I normally go for champion. It's a very high risk, high reward rune, but Malphite normally feels unkillable in the early game, especially in the laning phase. And if you do go unkillable, then this champion rune will scale up very, very well as the game goes on. As you get into the mid and the late game, and well, as I did in this gameplay as well, actually I went 0 deaths in this gameplay. So yeah, you can get your 8% extra damage if you want to. If you don't want to go for champion, you could probably go for like weakness is pretty good, to be honest with you. Triumph is not that bad as well. Not really any other runes, to be fair. I think that's kind of the problem at the moment, is that they're not really any other great runes in the domination tree for Malphite. But for the resolve tree, 100% second wind. It's a great rune. It allows us to heal up if we take a lot of poke damage, and also the effect is going to be doubled because we're a melee champion. And then for your last rune, we have Sweet Tooth. So if you do take a little bit of damage in laner phase, or if you do want to regenerate the mana, then you go back to Honeycomb Fruit, pick up the Honeycomb Fruit, and then we'll get the 20% increased healing, which will allow us to get more mana and more health. And then for the summer spells, we have Flash and Ignite. But yeah, as I mentioned, this is my go-to Baron laner. I don't really main Baron lane, but every time I get filled at the moment in Legendary Queue, I'll quickly show you all my my win rate as well. I'm pretty sure I'm on a relatively high win rate at the moment on Malphite. Season 7, yeah, 14 wins and 2 losses. Look at that. Average of 4 kills, 2.6 deaths, and 8.1. Absolutely crazy. You can see that actually some of my most played champions as well is Lulu and Karma this season in Legendary Queue, which I'll do videos on them very, very soon. But yeah, at the moment in Legendary Queue, we're ranked 40. We're in Vanquisher 3 at the moment, so we're definitely climbing very, very high. I'm going to try and get to Legend as quick as possible. But yeah, hopefully you all enjoy the gameplay. Take care, and I'll see you in the next Wilder video. Peace. All right, 119 is me. What am I trolling? Oh my god.
I'm moving as fast as I can.
Minions have spawned.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's go, baby. Show everyone my Malphite.
Yes.
All right, time to play rock solid Malphite. Hey, good start, good start. Oh, it's BZZ? Oh, okay. I got BZZ jungle. That's not bad. I got BZZ jungle. That's actually not that bad. He's not. He's decent. He's decent.
Retreat from the enemy champion.
Is Ezreal Angel? No, no, no.
Danger.
It's fine. I'll just let this lane push, I think. I'm okay with chilling and letting this lane push. Shen's a level lead, but I have a whole wave there. Oh.
From the enemy champion. First blood. Ally slain.
My laning is in such a good spot. I love it. It might crash though, but actually, I think I only lose like 2 minions.
Ally slain.
Okay.
Top turret is under attack.
Oh, it's so good. It went onto that kind of minion. This is so good for me. Oh, this is so good.
Yes.
Perfect timing to go back as well. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, I've got 300 gold lead at the moment from the Shen. This lane's going to push in though towards him. I guess I just have to crush it. A nice broken tower shot, I guess.
Enemy missile.
Insane broken tower shot.
Slain. Bottom turret is under attack. Ally slain. Bottom turret is under attack. Ally slain.
Oh, it's not looking good.
Enemy is under attack.
Wait, okay, Lux is kind of smurfing. Hold up. Lux is kind of smurfing. Okay. Winnable. Winnable, winnable. Weak side gaming. Hey, you know it, Don. You know it. How you doing, my man? Also, Malphite gaming. Nice. Boom. Any helpers? Malphite gaming, baby.
On my way.
Oh, he's going Rift Herald.
On my way.
Oh no.
Your team has slain the Rift Herald. Slain. Enemy slain. On my way.
Problem is, guys, I have no fucking mana.
Enemy
Let's go, boys. Malphite Gaming. Oh, God. Seth died. Rip. Okay. Wukong's kind of strong. I'm looking. Fuck, I only got one. Fuck, I only got one. I thought I could get Fizz as well there. It's fine, we got dragons, worth it. Like, we'll take it. Wow, we're playing this game really, really well. Nice. Okay, my team's kind of smurfing. We're on Malphite duty. Let's go. Boost do I get this game? Don't know. Maybe just armor boots. Okay, we're gaming, chat. We're gaming. You're playing Legendary Q? Legendary, yeah. Playing Legendary. Legendary Q. You can tell by the names.
Yes.
Wait, maybe it's Trottles on support. Worth it.
Sure.
Turret lost. On my way.
I know I missed ulti, but I got close enough to use my Q, so it's fine. Right, I wonder if they want me to.
I'm moving as fast as I can.
Enemy turret destroyed.
Oh no.
On my way.
Okay.
It's a bird on a dance floor. Raise your hand.
I'm moving as fast as I can.
Okay. We're gaming. Maybe I need anti-heal. I also need my boots upgrade as well eventually. How are we all alive? How are we all alive? Oh! We're all just alive somehow. Hello?
Slain.
Yes.
How the hell are we all alive? What if I do this? Actually, this is actually no, this.
On my way.
Okay.
Oh shit, top lane. Hello.
On my way. On my way.
Okay. I guess he just clears top lane with the ulti.
On my way.
Just clears top lane with ulti. Shouldn't you have your legendary Q rank on display? Oh yeah, true. I'm trolling. Ready to go far? True, I'm trolling. I don't know why I have my normal ranked thing there. I'm just distraction at this point. I was just distraction the whole time, baby. Make it out alive. Don't ever see it's over if I'm breathing. Is it Trottles? Trottles is like one of the only people that I know that actually plays. What is this guy doing? Is he okay? I just ultied to make sure I went into Q range for the assists. All planned. All planned, baby. Go stone plate. Let's go! Winner's Q, baby! Winner's Q, let's go! I'm not legend. I'm far from legend. I'm far from legend. But we are Guardian 1 though. We are getting closer to Vanquisher. We're gaming, boys. We are gaming. DZZ, Seth. Oh, it was Trottles. It was Trottles. It was Trottles. I fucking knew it. I knew it was Trottles in the end. Oh, it was sneaky random. I just realized it was sneaky random bot lane. Oh my god, that's so good. Oh, Malphite gamer, baby. Malphite gaming. Ah, this is a good game though. How much damage did I do? Hey, 15,000 damage as well. I knew it was Trottles as well. Oh, against random and sneaky bot lane. That's kind of funny. Rest of their team didn't really do well though, to be fair. Sneaky did pretty good this game. I mean, as soon as I saw Senna and Wukong, I was like, okay, this has to be like some sort of pro players or something. I didn't realize it was both random and sneaky. It was kind of funny. But yeah, GG's.